Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Wednesday, December 13th, 2017. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. The ES continues to trend up, continues to be very bullish. The previous couple of sessions here closed above the previous month's high. This morning, pulling back toward that high and showing a bid already. Remains within a very bullish trending structure and just continues to linger higher. Today we do have the FOMC statement and the Fed interest rate decision. That's later on, 1 o'clock p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to give us another key levels like this one that we got the 1st of November. So November 1st here, we got that FOMC key level. Chopped around it a little bit and rallied off away from it. We're going to get another one somewhere in this zone, and that's going to give us another key level to play off of in the next few days, in the next few weeks perhaps. If we look at the NQ, very similar. Right now, holding near the highs of the trading range. The FOMC key level from November 1st was 62.38. You can see it was a very important key level here over the last 6 weeks or so. And now we could be looking at another key level that forms up here, and that could give us another important data point moving forward. Again, we have an uptrending market. Pullbacks against the range here offer great buying opportunities. Up here, we could see fades back down, but you have to be much more disciplined and patient about those, because at some point, ranges that develop at highs usually end up seeing expansion to the upside. So you don't want to get caught in a situation where you're trying to sell up here right at the point where it's starting to see expansion. So you have to be very, very careful. But there is a potential for price to get up into this zone, trade up into here, and fail back across the range, keeping this range intact. So overall, still uptrending behavior, but you got to be cautious at the upper edge. Still bullish at this time. If you take a look at crude, you'll see crude is also in a key range here. Very, very clear range that spans from here to here. Been trading in that range and just outside of it. Hasn't really seen full-on expansion yet. We've seen some days with a bit of volatility, and then other days where we haven't seen a whole lot, but for the most part, we've been seeing some decent range movement in here, and at some point we'll see expansion. Again, given the path of this market, an upside push into 60 and perhaps as high as 62 could still be on the board. But again, that all is upon holding upon 55s, 54.85. You got to maintain acceptance above that zone. Failure to hold that level overall could spark a bigger return back toward prior value. GC continues trending lower. Never got a failed new high. Instead, just continued trending and pushing lower. We mentioned to the group here that we have a major downside target that could be reached at 1200 to 1217. 1217 is the 100% expansion from the key range. And yesterday we basically hit the 50% expansion. So we got halfway there to that 1217 target. Any bounce could be seen as an opportunity to sell it and drop it toward 1217 and perhaps as low as 1200. So right now this has been a very bearish push out of that tightly coiled range. Again, any bounce that starts to show some weakness could be an opportunity to sell it down toward 1217. All right, that's it for now. Let's see what happens later on this afternoon with the Fed on deck. Good luck and trade well.